Good evening, everyone. For those of you who know me and those of you who don't, my name is Jerry Marking. I'm the county chairman for the Clinton County Democratic Committee. I want to thank everyone for coming out tonight. Help Kimberly Davis kick off her campaign for the next state senator. There are many people here tonight, both from the local area and from the county within the 45th Senate District. I'd like to call up Supervisor Claudia Bramer for a few words.
You said I was going early. You didn't say I was going first. Well, thank you. I'm Claudia Bramer. I am a supervisor on the Warren County Board of Supervisors, and I'm super excited for Ms. Davis's run for Senate. I am on the Warren County Democratic Committee, and while we haven't provided endorsements yet, we will do that next year. I personally am proud to support her. She is very caring of her community, and I know that she's going to do the best that she can for all of the Senate district. Yes! Woo! She's a critical thinker, and she is going to be able to look at the issues from various sides, analyze them, and come up with a reasonable and good solution for our district. And she is uniquely situated to understand the financial implications to our local governments, especially the county, from the mandates that are coming down from the state. So I'm very excited to have her voice in Albany representing us, all of us. Yeah. And I did mention that we don't have endorsements from our county committee yet, but the chairwoman of Warren County, Lynn Bosher, personally supports Kimberly Davis for Senate. And she sent this letter and asked me to read it while I'm here. So if you'll just bear with me, I'm going to read her letter. The Warren County Democratic Committee welcomes Clinton County Treasurer Kimberly Davis as a candidate for New York Senate District 45. Kimberly Davis brings a refreshing new voice and elective experience into an arena that has changed and will benefit from her experience, tenacity, leadership, and positive advocacy for our Senate district. As a member of the majority party, Kimberly Davis will be able to provide pathways for growth and development for our Senate district. Although Warren County will not endorse yet for the 2020 election cycle, we applaud Ms. Davis's commitment to progress and change through the Senate office which she seeks. Let's hear it for Kimberly Davis for Senate.
All right, thank you very much, Claudia. I would like to also welcome the chairs from county Democratic parties that could make it here tonight. From St. Lawrence County, Mark Bellardini. Essex County, Maggie Bartley. I am personally excited for Kimberly running. She has been a dedicated, encouraging others to run and provide us with the knowledge that she has gained over the last decade and be involved in the campaigns. Every year she works on campaigns to help others, as she's helped me a great deal in the last couple of years. That is a part of her nature that we're fortunate to have as a representative in the state Senate. This will not be an easy task. This is a very large district, and we must all come together to help get her elected. Whether by going door to door, telling our friends, neighbors, and coworkers about her, attending host events, and making sure that she has the resources to win. This race will cost hundreds of thousands of dollars. All of us to make sure that she can hit the ground running. Yes, this means writing a check. Hopefully some of you can write a large check for her. Kimberly will ensure that everyone in the North Country has the same opportunities, and everyone else in the state will help Kimberly Davis become our next senator for New York State in this 45th district. And right now I'd like to welcome Kimberly to this podium. So everybody give her a round of applause. Thank you very much.
Thank you all so much for coming out tonight. I really appreciate it. It's my deep And I'm really grateful for all of you to come out to support my bid to become your next New York State Senator. I will focus on economic and social equality, supporting small businesses, and improving our infrastructure. But before I begin, I would like to take a moment to call out a few people in the crowd this evening. Please give a warm welcome to former Congressman Bill Owens. And former congressional candidate Mike Derrick. There are some people who already had to leave, but there were meetings tonight at the county legislature, so Simon Conroy and Chris Rosenquist had to leave. I do want to say hello and thank you to Nancy Arquette from the St. Lawrence County Legislature. Rochelle Armstrong, Plattsburgh City Council. Christopher Michaud from the Beekmantown School Board. You've already met Claudia Bramer, so thank you, Claudia. Barb Hebert, Town of Plattsburgh Town Council. Tom Wood, Town of Plattsburgh Town Council. From Essex County, Jordana Malik, Harrietstown Town Council. And please forgive me if I missed somebody coming in. I also want to take a moment, if you'll indulge me, and thank my partner in life, Jerry Gagne. Everyone in politics knows that without a tremendous support system, running and serving in office is next to impossible. Jerry, thank you for your support and encouragement throughout the years, and especially as we start this new adventure together.
You're welcome.
In the back, my parents, Bob and Nina Davis, and my brother Michael are at that back table right there. For driving 400 miles to be with me tonight, I really appreciate that. And for my parents for instilling in me the values of hard work, responsibility, both to oneself and to the community. Tonight, I'd like to share with all of you a little bit about myself, why I'm running, and what will drive my service to you as your next state senator. I'm originally from Springs, Long Island, a rural bedroom community without a gas station, a stoplight, a bank, the only hamlet in our town without its own zip code. Family, hard work, and community service were ingrained in my conscience from a very young age. My family, my parents met while my mother was an Army medic E5 at Walter Reed Hospital. My father worked for the county in probation before moving on to social services, where he was a welfare fraud investigator. He also was a one-man landscaping and home services business, which he operated on the weekends. Dad always had at least 2 jobs. My mom was a stay-at-home mom, but helped out by driving bus or cleaning houses before she became a dispatcher for our town police department. We didn't have much, but we always had a roof over our heads, food on the table, and my brother and I knew that we were loved. We were taught the value of hard work. I started working the summer I turned 12, and I haven't stopped. Some years, like my dad, I would spend doing one job during the day and go on to the next one in the evening. If we wanted something as teenagers, we had to earn the money to buy it ourselves. My parents were and are dedicated volunteers in the Springs Fire Department. My father logging in more than 50 years of service. Absolutely. We can never do enough for our first responders. The firehouse was our second home and our second family. All of us kids knew that there was always people looking out for us. There were times as a young child, though, that there were downsides of my parents' commitment. They sometimes missed sporting events, plays, or concerts, but my brother and I knew that what they were doing was important. When the tones went off, they heeded the call. They dropped whatever they were doing to respond to a neighbor in need. No excuses. When they were on call, they went, whatever the personal cost. Those lessons of commitment and service to others were etched in our brains early on. That commitment led me to Kiwanis. Boiled down, the mission of Kiwanis is to help kids. I joined them in 1997, and it's been one of the great paths of my life. I've had the honor to serve in every office at the local level and have had the privilege of serving twice as lieutenant governor. I've traveled our beautiful state every year as our conferences and conventions move around, and I have great friends in every region. I've also had the privilege of serving at the international level, first as one of 3 advocates for a worldwide service project, and most recently as the sole representative for the state of New York to the International Children's Fund, our charitable arm. I'm proud to be part of a team whose goal is improving the world one child and one community at a time. My dedication and service to Kiwanis serves as a glimpse into the dedication I will bring into serving as your next state senator. The other great path in my life was moving here. I came to the North Country in January of 2002, and it truly changed the course of my life. I had worked for 10 years before taking the leap to go back to school, and attending SUNY Plattsburgh was the absolute best thing I have ever done for myself. If you look at my palm card, for those of you who don't know me, you'll see that I majored in business and philosophy. The philosophical part of my time in college led to one of the great strengths that I believe I possess and will be an asset in the arena of the state senate. To be able to look at situations through many lenses, to look at intent, to reason, use logic, and always to question. Imagine that in politics. On the business side, and my mentor, Dr. Nancy Church, is in the back there. On the business side, theories were put into practice. In several of our advanced classes in the business school, we as students had to question our peers in presentations. Softball questions were not allowed, and we became accustomed to thinking of every angle that someone could question us on and playing devil's advocate. We were taught to under-promise and over-deliver, and that it's okay to start at the bottom to get your foot in the door and then knock their socks off with your skills and perseverance. So I had an interesting phone call last weekend. It was a gentleman who works on political campaigns professionally, including one in our region several years ago. He had seen my announcement through Facebook and asked me why I was running. I gave him my answer, and he said, "No, really, why are you running?" I went a little bit more in depth, and finally he said, "You know what this is going to be like. Having to raise a god-awful amount of money, the toll the campaign will take on you emotionally and physically, the incredible negativity that a state race can bring. Why the hell would you put yourself through that?" And unfortunately, I did know what he meant. And I told him it's because that's who I am. I do know what this is going to be like, the difficulties, the frustrations, never being home, or even when I am, not really being there. It won't be easy, but I liken it to the line that Tom Hanks gives in A League of Their Own. It's supposed to be hard. If it wasn't hard, everyone would do it. The hard is what makes it great. It is a commitment to doing what you know needs to be done for the right reason to benefit others. There were people who thought that I was taking a huge risk in 2013 when I quit my job in banking to run for the treasurer's seat. For me, it was an educated risk. I had run the race before and gained a lot of knowledge in campaigning. I knew how to win. You cannot achieve great things by playing it safe. The next question I've been getting a lot of, and even from some of you tonight, why did I announce so early? Well, once you make a decision like this, it is never too early. This is an incredibly large district. I want and need to visit every community and learn their needs. So now, in addition to my full-time job, I need as much time as possible to devote to my new second full-time job, which is finding out how I can best serve the citizens of the 45th District. The other reason to start early is that I do have to fundraise aggressively, both to get my message out to a geographically wide audience, but also to show that I'm a viable candidate and I have support from people like you. It is sad commentary that this campaign will cost several times more than the position actually pays, but that is the reality. So I'd like to spend a few minutes just speaking about the base of my platform. There are some basic needs that our citizens require and do not have, that are enjoyed by others in the state. To me, this is economic equality. Just like electricity was in the 20th century, cell service is now a part of our everyday lives, and it is a necessity. It is unacceptable that in many parts of our region, including right here in the town of Plattsburgh, self-service is limited or even non-existent. I live less than 3 miles down the road, and I do not have cell service in every part of my house. There are stretches of the Northway that do not have cell service. There was more attention paid to cell service a few years ago when a gentleman died, and when they found him, his cell phone was on his chest and he did not have a signal. But what's happened since then? We still don't have cell service. We deserve the same services as other areas of our state. This is not a luxury, it is a safety issue. The same is true for broadband access. How do we expect our businesses to compete? How do we expect our tourist industry, which many people rely on for their livelihood, to expand and grow when visitors cannot plug in their laptops and communicate? How can we expect to use telemedicine as a means to the lack of rural health care without broadband? We must have it. We also need to ensure that all New Yorkers have social equality and that we have services that help support our well-being. We need to support our mental health agencies, our veteran service agencies, and we need to ensure equal rights for all of our citizens. I am bipartisan when it comes to labor and business. I am for responsible business growth, but I am absolutely pro-union. I am pro-environment, but without the ability to grow within the Adirondack Park, we may face the continuation of our population decline. Some of our regions within the 45th District have varying degrees of economic success, but we must realize that all jobs are not created equal. We don't need more fast food restaurants. We need employers to pay a livable wage. Yes. On the other hand, we don't need to hamstring our businesses with unnecessary or overburdening regulations that fly in the face of common sense, such as the scaffold law. We need to promote small businesses, which are the backbone of our economy. In everything we do, there has to be balance. This is the frustration that many of us have with government. Neither side is right all the time. The old phrase of cow trading is correct in my opinion. I give you something you want, you give me something I want. No one's completely happy, but the job gets done, and the job is not getting done. We are one New York. Everyone has to benefit from living in this great state. Every dollar that we spend in government is someone else's dollar. It's your dollar. We all need to benefit. With my financial background and the values that I've learned of hard work and discipline, we can have not only the necessities to survive, but to thrive. Thank you all so much for coming out tonight, and I look forward to listening to you, to learning from you, so that when I am your representative in Albany, we all succeed. Thanks so much.